Okay, so now we're going to do Tuesday of week 1, DGP, September 5th through the 8th. And I'm going to go back to my help pages, and I'm going to start at Tuesday. Today we're doing all the jobs in the sentence. And it's important to note that on Tuesday we might not label every word, and that's okay. So the first thing is we're looking for the simple subject. We're looking for the who or what does the verb. It has to be a noun or pronoun, and it can never be in a prepositional phrase. Also, just as a note, there and here are never the subject of the sentence. The understood you, we'll get to that if we run into it. So that's pretty much it. So I look for my verb, which is easy because I already labeled it yesterday on Monday. So we've got the action verb is stretched. So who stretched his arms? He did. That's the subject of the sentence. So I label it with an S, just like it told me to. Easy. I go on to my simple predicate or verb. It's either transitive, where it takes a direct object, where you can do it to something, or it's intransitive, where you don't have a direct object, like it's just something that you are. All linking verbs are intransitive. Well, this was an action verb, so he stretched. Can you stretch something? Yeah, this guy actually even stretched out his arms. So that is an action verb. I'm sorry. I forgot what I was doing. It's verb transitive because it can take a direct object. So VT. Okay? There I've got my simple predicate and verb. Now I move on to my prepositional phrases. A group of words beginning with a preposition and ending with a noun or a pronoun, which becomes the OP, which is right here. It can act as an adjective or as an adverb. It must be next to the noun or the pronoun it modifies if it's an adjective prepositional phrase. So, to find the OP, we say preposition plus what, or preposition. So, the key is under what, the rug, that's the object of the preposition. So, I know that it starts at the P and ends with the OP. I know from Monday that to was a preposition. So that's where it begins. That's the preposition. To what? To the sky. That's my OP because it's what answered the preposition what question. And I put it in parentheses to mark the prepositional phrase. Okay? Let's see. I do need to think about whether this is an adjective or an adverb prep phrase because I need to write. I'm going to write prep phrase up here above all of the words basically. But what does these parentheses mean? Treat it like it's one word. So to the radiant, crystalline radiant sky. Well, that tells me where he stretched out his arms. So since it's answering where, which is an adverb question, I'm going to say this is an adverb prep phrase. Okay? So now we've got our preposition. I don't have any other preposition words from Monday, so I know I've got my prepositions are done. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to look for complements. The first time is a direct object. It's noun or pronoun, and it's never in a prepositional phrase. Do I have any nouns or pronouns? Yeah. That weren't in the prepositional phrase. I've got arms. Sorry, I explain. To find it, you say subject, verb, what. So, I like English. I like what? English. He stretched what? He stretched his arms. So that is the direct object, or the DO. Okay? An indirect object is a noun or a pronoun that's never in a prepositional phrase, and it's always between the verb and the direct object. Verb, direct object. We're out in his. They were a pronoun and an out. So, can it be a pronoun? Yes. So, it could be his. So, I need to do my check. To find it, you say subject, verb, direct object, to or for whom, or what. So, he stretched arms to whom? For whom? There is no answer. So there's no indirect object, and that is okay. The nominatives follow linking verbs, predicate adjective or predicate nominative. I did not have a linking verb, so I can't have any of those. Appositives is a noun or a pronoun that follows and renames another noun or pronoun, like my son Dave. Dave is my son. I don't have any of that. An appositive phrase. If I didn't have an appositive, I don't have an appositive phrase. Noun of direct address is where you're speaking to the person in the sentence. Mom, I'm hungry, and you're talking to mom. So I don't have any of that. I know I'm not going to have any of this pink because that's not on this in this book. I need to do the complete subject and underline it once. It is the simple subject plus all its modifiers, or all the words that are describing the simple subject. So the dog is who likes to bark loudly, and with spots describes the dog, and so does the. He, well, that's the subject, so it's obviously going to be once. Nothing describes he. I'm just going to underline he once. The complete predicate is a simple, the verb plus all of its modifiers. It's all the words that describe the verb. So the verb, and we're going to underline it twice. Out his, we already said out tells where he stretched. Arms is what he stretched, and his describes arms, so it's part of it. We already said that's an adverb prep phrase that's describing stretched. So everything else gets to be twice. That's usually the case. Everything, but you got to check just to make sure. Okay. So now my complete predicate is underlined twice. It says dependent clauses modifying the verb are part of the complete predicate of the independent clause. I've already got everything, so I don't need to worry about that. Look, I'm on Wednesday. Tuesday is finished. That's simple.